Be live.
Testing
Good,
1
fella.
2 1 2 1 2 1 2 testing.
Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
I'll let you hear me.
Friday Night Live back.
Yeah.
Friday Night Live,
Part
we
3 of
back
the
at it.
trilogy.
Word up. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Part 3.
yeah. The outro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Like,
You
All
know,
great albums have an outro usually.
that's a fact.
You know something real quick? I was watching last week's show. Sparring Minds listeners, if you haven't been keeping up with the trilogy, um, Little said something that was pretty wild last week. Um, and nobody checked him on it. Nobody said, "Dog, what did you talk about?" Right? So that's normally why I'm here, right? Is to say, "Nah, what the fuck is you talking about, son? Like some shit ain't accurate, right?" Like example, last week, somebody asked Little who was his top 5 or whatever it was, and this nigga went into a story about how R&B is a part of hip hop. Nigga, no, it's not.
Is. It definitely is.
It's a whole
It definitely
separate
is.
genre, nigga. It's literally a whole separate genre of music.
Yo, sometimes, man, you just gotta ignore some shit, dog. I definitely heard it and just kind of breeze right back because I just know I'm not gonna engage in a whole conversation about why R&B is a part of hip hop. I know him.
You know the saying
from high school.
You know the saying, someone dances to the beat of their own drum. He's dancing to a xylophone. We don't pay much mind to Little sometimes, so because we're used to it. So it was probably one of those things.
Yeah.
He just got no etiquette. He just got up out the damn.
He just got up and left. See this nigga? This is why I'm sick of him, dog.
Yeah. love him to death, man, but definitely
really hip
not even about
to. It's rap. It definitely isn't just rap.
That's
I mean,
true. But there are other elements to hip hop.
A part of hip hop.
Say it again.
I said, would Mary J. Blige consider herself a part of hip hop?
The queen of hip hop and R&B soul is, I believe, the title.
Hip hop soul, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So R&B is definitely a part of hip hop. Isn't Chris Brown a part of hip hop?
No. You know what R&B is?
Why not?
R&B guys that rap. It's some R&B people that rap, and that's
right. R&B is like a sister genre, right? And because the genres are so closely related to the entities involved, right? People just started assuming that R&B was hip hop, but it's not.
It's definitely not.
And that's where a lot of the real R&B singers are so upset with where R&B is now. They're like, it's not real R&B because it sounds too close to hip hop. Before there was a very defined line. Now the line's blurred.
Super.
In fact, even to piggyback on top of what you're saying there, Payne, if you go check out Music Soul Child's interview with Math Hoffa, he talks exactly about that. He talks about how he, D'Angelo, Jill, Erica, Maxwell, they're not hip hop. They're R&B, and then there's neo soul. There's all kind of they understand they're on their own genre. Yeah. Only Sammy is the one that wants to blend them into hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's not even gonna go down that rabbit hole.
I think with Little, I think Little's meaning is it's all part of the same culture. As a whole, it's a culture, but they're definitely different genres. If you get what I mean.
No, I get the gist of what he's saying. I get the gist of it, but it's just no.
It's just that.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
you know what it is? It's because they target the same target audience. They target the same demographic. That's why. That's why it's confused.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hip hop and R&B target the same demographic. They target 20 to 40 year olds in the hood. That's what they target.
And again, you have some rappers, some hip hop artists who just happen to be talented enough where they can sing as well too. So you know what I mean? And then some that rap, you know what I mean? Like so, you know, it's
if they were the same, the hip hop, the big time hip hop heads wouldn't be aggravated with Drake when he sings so much. because they're expecting a hip hop album. But then when he comes out with a 16-song album and 14 of them are R&B, they're like, yo.
Well, we got to be careful, Pink, because Speaker Box Love Below, Outkast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trade 3000.
Stats went in a whole different direction.
Yeah.
So it's now again, just because they blend different genres doesn't mean that the genre changes. Their creative project just changed, right? Their creative project expanded outside of hip hop, right? Here's another example: Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Just because she expanded outside of hip hop by singing and doing other things, doesn't mean that hip hop's definition should change. No, she just grabbed some other elements and added that to what she was making. But doesn't change the hip hop. But
see, her, her, Missy, Drake are all examples of what being saying. They're rappers that know that are talented enough to sing. So that's where the line is blurred, because it's not like they're rappers that are talented enough to sing and they suck at rapping. Like, they're nice at both. So it's like people don't know which one to classify them as, really.
But those are then separate pieces. You can't change the definition of hip hop to include them. You just got to say, yo, they made a unique piece. That's what you got to say.
Yeah,
they made a crossover piece, and then okay. You know what I mean? Nelly did that shit, that country record with that, what's it, Garth Brooks, whatever those country dudes are.
Yeah, he made a country.
That don't mean country is all of a sudden part of hip hop.
It was a country album or country. I believe it was. I thought it was a country.
It was a country song.
No, he did a song. He did a song first.
Song, okay.
But that doesn't mean that country is now a part of hip hop. No, that was just something that an element outside of the genre he brought into the genre. Jay did the whole thing with Guns N' Roses, right?
Linkin Park.
Oh, pardon me, Linkin Park. It doesn't mean that rock and roll is now a part of hip hop. No, it's just something he brought in to help creatively work his album. You can't blend it.
I mean, it's definitely not, but there are influences of R&B and rock in hip hop, but that all goes back into full circle, back to when we did the whole introduction to the first part of this, where KRS-One said, take something and make it your own. Walk This Way was an Aerosmith record, but Run DMC did it and brought it to us.
Right.
And our demographic, probably a lot of us never heard of it before that, and now we heard it, you know what I mean? And then there's other rock joints that people have sampled and integrated into their hip hop, you know what I mean? So
no, it's we'll understand the gist of it, but it's not, you know what I mean?
Hip hop culture, and under hip hop culture, R&B, rap, it is all added in there. I mean, I don't know how better to sit there and say that. I mean,
yeah, but it's all a part of hip hop. That's just a fabricated statement. That's absolutely false.
But who told you hip hop was just rap?
No, well,
or should just be just rap? Who told you that?
No, I'm just saying that the founders, the people who actually created it,
besides
said
the founders?
It was rap. It was rap. It was beatboxing. It was DJs. It was graffitis. That's what they said it was.
B-boying, MCing, MC, master of ceremonies.
You can't just because you prefer R&B doesn't mean you can all of a sudden add it to that genre. You're crazy for that.
Am I? So when DJs are mixing and you know, producers are sampling and they're getting their samples, where are they getting their samples from?
Old soul music, old rock music, and literally every genre of music.
A lot of them are getting it from R&B records, aren't they?
Along with other genres, yes.
They get it from reggae records, rock records,
right? All kind of stuff.
It's
not just R&B they're getting it from. It's not just R&B.
That don't make them all the genre. That's just a flavor of it.
And salute, because Shout out to Marley Marl, who was on the BT Hip Hop Awards this week, who first brought in sampling into hip hop.
Thank God.
I mean, he's the first one. So salute to Marley Marl for being. Oh man, Marley Marl is.
What was his first sample?
Is one of those guys.
I don't know.
You're the wizard.
I don't think he said what his first sample was, but I know he was saying how he wanted to sample drums individually. Like, so what we have now with like drum patterns and drum machines and you can get drum sounds out of keyboards, like that was his dream back then. So with limited technology, he wanted to do the shit we take for granted now, and like he was making records with that. Like the symphony was, I was that his first sample? That might have been his first sample.
Might have been.
Sure. I have to really look into it, but that's still one of the craziest beats in Posse records to this day.
Ever. And the dope thing about Marley Marl, I mean, is that, you know, first of all, he got the I Am Hip Hop Award on the BT. And the dope thing is the artists that he had on Cold Chillin', like all had a very unique sound individually. Like none of them didn't really sound alike. And I mean, like he had the dogs of that time as far as you know what I mean, the
Cool G, Roxanne, you know what I mean?
Right.
Shan, like
Kane.
Was that? I think wasn't damn.
Master Ace.
Yeah, I'm about to say I need my hip hop card revoked.
Craig G.
Like,
stacked. So salute to Marley Marl. And I don't know if you guys watched it, man. The BET Hip Hop Awards was super dope. You know what I mean? Salute to the DJ, because that's what it was all about that night. It was definitely
they finally got it right.
Paying homage to the most important piece in hip hop, which is the DJ. No question.
Sparring Minds listeners, they finally got it right.
Definitely
from a DJ, right? Like,
how you gonna salute a house with no foundation?
There we go. God,
to the foundation.
You don't think you disagree?
Payne definitely.
I'm a pen guy, right? So
okay, you're about the bars. Okay, we get it.
You know?
All right.
You would have never got to that without the DJ, though.
Okay.
The MCs would have just been carrying records still.
You sound like Eric B right now, but go on.
Yo, but you guys want to hold that thought real quick?
Let's go, baby.
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic, yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go.
See, and we come right out of the intro right to a very important comment from Latoya. You need your DJ.
It's a Fendi.
Toya, what's good with you, sis? Thank you for tuning in.
Toya, it was good.
Yeah, DJ set the mood. You know, I think there was a time when I went to parties when I was a kid and they just played instrumentals. It was just all the DJs just kind of doing stuff like that. And that was a good time. You know what I mean? I do appreciate that. I appreciate that musically.
Just the instrumentals? I've never been to nothing like that. That's dope.
It was cool as hell.
That is super dope.
Cool yeah, it was cool as hell.
That's interesting.
It was super cool.
Were they letting guys freestyle and all that?
No, it was just for the melody. It was just for the groove to come and dance and have a good time. You know what I
mean? Yo, not for nothing, yo.
Okay.
I used to hate being at a party, right? This when you're younger, right? And you're chilling and your boy tap you on the shoulder about the freestyle. Nah, B, come on, dog. There's too much shit going on right now. I don't want to hear the freestyle. Like, nah, come on.
Hey, yo, microphone check 1 2. What is this?
Yo, come on, man. I'm trying to look at her.
But he was trying to get his stats up at the time. So it's like if he freestyled and killed it, he was the man that night.
Not while I'm at the party. Nah,
definitely, that's fact.
I feel you. He was trying to that would have easily got you the ladies to come over to you, holler at you. You know what I'm saying? After you spit them bars, cuz. So he was trying Chris Paul, you know what I mean? Play Griffin, you dog.
Payne didn't get it. He was tardy as usual.
Word up. Mike Nice was good, King. What's going on?
Mike, what up, man? So let's dig in, man. We got a lot to go over in this hour. This is the outro. Episode 136, Sparring Minds. Our hip hop celebration. We appreciate y'all joining the journey with us.
50 years.
And when you talk about 50 years, really, fellas, like there's been so many moments over those 50 years, right? Like so many things that have happened in hip hop that have been either groundbreaking or if not, just super fucking cool, right?
Facts.
I think one of the things that jumps out to me is 89, right? Where hip hop boycotted the Grammys. So we were super young, right? We was probably like 10 or not around that age, right?
Yep.
But the Grammys didn't want to televise the hip hop part of the show. It was on TV.
Yeah.
So hip hop had gotten wind of that. Kid and Play actually won the award that year, I believe.
I thought it was Fresh Prince.
Was it Fresh Prince? I can't remember. Sparring Minds, listeners, if you know who it was, let us know in the comments.
It was Fresh Prince.
And Jazzy Jeff.
The first
and Jazzy Jeff.
Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, they won the first.
Yep.
And they was like, yo, we're boycotting. That's crazy to me. Because of where the Grammys were. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. That's a big deal for me. So that's a huge moment in hip hop for me.
Yeah, as a fledgling genre, like it's still basically a fledgling genre. Like to be like, nah, fuck that. Y'all gonna celebrate us, right? Or not at all.
Word. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like imagine trying to get on and you're like, nah, fuck the Grammys. What? It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that was super cool and super powerful. You know what I mean? Because it made a statement, you know what I'm saying, to the people in there. So definitely.
What else belongs on that list? Talk to me.
Memorable moments.
The Stop the Violence
Who runs rap right now?
Stop the Violence movement.
Yeah, with
Stop the Violence movement.
With self-destruction on the West Coast.
Yeah.
We are the same gang.
East Coast did self-destruction, West Coast did same gang. Like I was like, all right, everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
And that was early 90s or late 80s. When was that?
That was 89, 90.
Yeah, that was late 80s to early 90s, definitely.
I think
last but not least, not easy, no sellout. And if you can't hang in the streets, to get the hell out. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Yo, that was all right. I forgot about that.
That was a James Brown sample to that beat.
Oh man. I got one that I thought was super cool. Rest in peace, Old Dirty. So before Little Mama was crashing the stage, Old Dirty crashed the stage during it was for Song of the Year. I forget the group that won it. Some group, but you know, Old Dirty crashed the stage. He had his freshest stuff on, you know what I mean? And he's like, yo, you know, I thought that Wu-Tang was gonna get this, you know what I mean? That's when he said his Wu-Tang is for the children, you know what I'm saying? Like Wu-Tang is for everybody, you know what I mean? So I thought that was a super dope moment because there were a lot of times where, you know, hip hop, we got played some years at the Grammys where, you know, we should have gotten certain accolades and things that we didn't get. And, you know, some people could say that was immature or whatever the case may be. But, you know, I love Old Dirty, man. Rest in peace. I just thought that was a pretty cool and dope moment, you know what I'm saying, for hip hop to do that.
Yeah. Word. Yeah. You know, big shout to my man Rock. He just posted a quote from Kumo D's verse on self-destruction. I never ever ran from the Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man.
Black.
Big happy birthday shout out to my bro Rock too.
You already know Rock. Miss
Him and DJ Q share the same birthday, and we grew up around the corner from each other.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. Two great brothers, man. Word up. Shout out to Q, shout out to Rock. What y'all got, man? What's up?
What else belong?
I mean, good.
Listen, so obviously,
I'm gonna stick with the girls today. So
go ahead, little.
Ooh, what about?
Go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, we barely touch on the girls. So, the Brat
Speak
becoming
for yourself.
Speak
for yourself.
First little artist.
Speak for yourself.
Platinum.
You don't even know what he said.
I didn't. I just
heard
that. That's a speak for yourself.
What happened?
You gotta relax.
There was a blooper. There was a blooper there.
Yeah.
I should isolate that shit as a drop.
Who'd you say, little?
I said the Brat.
Yes. First female artist to go platinum.
That was actually on my list too. That's a big deal. We don't talk about that enough.
That is a big deal, and I don't think she's celebrated enough for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, going back. Oh, that's fire. That's a great one. That's a great one because I went back and I listened to a couple of her tracks the other night after the So Def celebration, and I was like, "Yo, the Brat was like ahead of her time with some of the shit she was on." And salute to Jermaine Dupri because he pretty much just made her a Chicago down south version of Snoop for a female, because that's pretty much who the Brat was. If you listen to her first album, she reminds me of Snoop. The whole get up, everything, the way she looked, her whole style. She was on some Snoop shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to JD and the Brat for that.
Brat was definitely
Brat was
so when you have this conversation, you have to add 2 Live Crew, right? Because 2 Live Crew went through the whole censorship legal conversation, right? And at the time, it was hard to buy music because they kept slapping labels on it that made it difficult for people to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So through that lawsuit came the freedom of speech. Now everybody can buy it. Now everybody has access to it. And so 2 Live Crew, big moment in hip hop. They should be celebrated for that as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
What about Suge Knight's Death Row speech?
Yeah.
That's huge.
But here's the thing about that, Penny. Here's the thing about that. We all remember Suge Knight doing that, right? Because that's based in negativity, right? That's just human nature. But what you forget is that same night, Stax went up on the stage.
Yeah.
And said, yo, the South got something to say.
He wasn't lying.
That's positivity, which I can get behind. You see what I'm saying? So I hate to recognize the 95. That was the Source Awards, I believe, correct? Right?
Yep.
I think that
I hate to recognize the 95 Source Awards for the negativity that Suge brought, although some would argue it wasn't negativity.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask. Depends on who you ask that. Definitely.
I don't want to talk about the 95 Source Awards without giving Stax his flowers as well.
No, for sure. Little actually mentioned that when I know he was talking about that. He mentioned that part of it. And it was spot on.
Yeah, and he wasn't lying either. Like, some might argue he might be psychic because, like, it wasn't too long after when the ATL started really
still got
getting on, and they've had the music scene in a headlock for a while.
So they took over hip hop for the next 15 years after that was said.
I don't know about that.
No limit, and Cash Money came at the end of the 90s.
Yeah, 99 to so basically 99, and they still 20 something years.
Yeah, at least the next 15 they took over
until what?
And it looked like Memphis
all the way until what?
But that was
New York that lives in Connecticut came.
Yeah, but that
all
was
the way up until 50 came
right?
out.
So we skipping over Big during that time?
I mean,
You know
Big.
what I'm
Yeah, because it was short lived with Big.
Nas,
It was just short lived with Big.
Jay. I don't know about the next 15. I hear what you're saying, but I don't know about the next 15. I can't. I can't get. I can't
remember,
get
it was a point in time when rapper.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said there was a time when Wayne was the best rapper, and that's during Jay-Z's like time.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that they didn't have like a run, but I think to say that there was no other East Coast guys during that time that had something to say too. I think
No,
that's
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that nobody had something to say. I'm just saying the South really presented themselves as being an entity.
Definitely, no question. We 100%.
Yeah,
100% on that.
Because before that time, before Outkast, like if you said you was from Atlanta and you rap, most people was like, whatever, yeah, okay. Because they looked at it as it was. Most people looked at it as, oh, you're from New York or you're from LA. That's it. Like they never really, or maybe Texas, maybe Houston.
I'm about to say, I was just about to say Texas because you have Face in the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of them, like when you look at how many people came out of New York and how many people came out of the West Coast, out of LA and Cali, like those were the two. Like when record labels heard about artists and asked where they came from, if a lot of times if people didn't say New York or LA, they was on to the next thing, which was stupid on their part, but I bet you they're kicking themselves now.
So that obviously we talked about that, Pain. It obviously goes into another monumental moment in hip hop. Probably, arguably, top 3 on all of our lists is the deaths of Big and Pac. Right? Those are moments in hip hop that essentially robbed the culture of two of its two of its single greatest entities. So that's still a part of that conversation in terms of moments in hip hop. But also, I'd be remiss if I skipped over, because we mentioned this just a moment ago. I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about The Source as a media publication. So in those days, right? The Source magazine, you got that shit every time it dropped, right?
Bible, hip hop Bible.
And absolutely. Yeah. And you went there for 2 reasons. For me personally, one was the 5 mics.
Yep.
You had to know who got the grades. You had to know that, right?
Yep.
I went there also for the unsigned hypes. I don't know if y'all did or not.
Hip hop quotable for me.
Yeah.
Hip hop quotable, yeah. Unsigned hype was a big deal.
But unsigned hype, definitely, yeah. Unsigned hype.
DMX, Big, Common, all unsigned hypes. That tells me that the industry was kind of looking at the future, seeing what was coming. It was tuned in. The source was all right during that time.
No question.
And a lot of people.
Thank you, Benzino.
Yeah, I'm about to say a lot of people in our city give Zeno flack and talk shit about him, but he had a major part in hip hop with The Source.
Absolutely. Yeah. You cannot take that away from that brother. Absolutely
not.
Absolutely.
Francis, what's good, God?
Francis, definitely big.
What up,
big
friend?
What else belongs on that list?
Yo, I'm gonna fast forward to something a little new school. But Kendrick Lamar winning a Pulitzer Prize for Damn, his album.
Yeah, the Pulitzer Prizes. That's big.
That's a monumental moment in hip hop.
I didn't know that.
There's people that have been writing books and poems for years that have never won one of those, and he won one with an album. An
album.
I never knew that either. That's new. Like that's big.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Pause.
That's dope. That's kind of. I'm a writer, right?
You are a writer. Yeah.
I don't know how I want to respond to that right now.
Yeah, because
you're the writer of writers.
I get what you mean, because like it's almost like the people that take stuff so serious about like their craft, you know what I mean? And then someone just waltzes in and does it so easily. Yeah, you feel insulted, but you're also amazed at the same time. Because I remember a story about Michael Jackson just walking in with the Thriller choreography, and they have been practicing for days, and he walks in 5 minutes and gets it and kills it, and they're all like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Some people are blessed, man.
Yeah.
Some people are just blessed. And I mean, think about it though. Like, there's been a lot of hip hop albums that have come before Kendrick Lamar with that. You know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar is just one of those special. He just one of those special artists. You know what I mean? Like a generational type of guy. You know what I mean? So, you know, when doing some notes, doing some research for this, I thought that was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that is. It's kind of a slap in the face, but I'll salute the God anyway.
You cut it out, man.
My last one for hip hop moments is let's just hit us in the comments. I know y'all got something that we haven't gone over yet, but I think for me the last biggest kind of, and you might not say it's a moment, but for me it's a moment, was the first time I seen a Hype Williams video. So Hype Williams kind of presented a theatrical thing to hip hop that I hadn't seen before, right? And I'm like, oh shit, hip hop is crazy. Like, you got these niggas on a yacht out here, something like. It was before that. It was dudes in their projects with hoodies and Timbs on, right? Hype had us on speedboats. It opened up your eyes to what the world had to offer from a hip hop perspective, because up until then, none of that was displayed in the music videos. It was house parties and hood projects.
Yeah, Hype was next level for sure. Let me get one more if no one else is going to jump in that we didn't mention, but I think we could go on for hours talking about it. But definitely got to salute 3-6 Mafia.
Oh yeah.
3-6 Mafia won a, what was it? It was a Grammy. Was it a Grammy one?
Was it?
Yeah.
For the song for
Grammy, I think
It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
Flow, yeah. And then also you can't forget the dropping of 50 Cent. That was huge in hip hop. When 50 came out, I was like, if you got the top MC in the game warning his whole label, like, y'all better drop music now, because when he dropped, like, if you got Jay warning all of Rockefeller to drop their music before he hits, like, you know that's something big coming.
Got to sit this one out. Yeah, he told that, like, guys got to sit this tidal wave out of in the club. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. There's this. Oof.
We can go back to '89 with the introduction of the Basement. Rap City Basement.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta finish part 3. Just dropped the other night. Gotta finish part 3.
I started watching some older episodes and I never realized they were part of the Basement. What was my man with the comedian dude that was the first host of Rap City?
The mayor, Chris Thomas.
Yeah, Chris Thomas.
The mayor. Yeah.
Mayor Chris Thomas. Yeah,
like,
Mayor Chris Thomas.
Like, I'm sitting here watching the documentary on it, and I had no idea that was Rap City in the Basement. I couldn't remember. I think when I started remembering about,
I think it was just Rap City at the time. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was the Basement at that time. I think the Basement was more like, it was just Rap City.
The basement came around when Tigger came around.
Yeah.
But like you had Joe Clear hosting, you had Chris Thomas, Big Les.
Yep, Big Les.
Yeah. We'd be remiss to big up Rap City without bigging up Yo MTV Raps.
Yo MTV Raps. Staples.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Dr. Dre. Yeah, definitely. KJ was good. KJ.
So let's pivot a minute, fellas, because there's a whole bunch of other things we got to get into before we wrap this segment in the outro. And as always, Sparring Minds listeners, if we forgot something, definitely hit us in the comments. Don't let us forget.
Yeah.
I want to go here. My wife was like, Charles, don't do it, but I want to, so fuck that. Hip hop sub 18 years old, right? When I got into hip hop, there was little kids in rap doing things, right? And so are there names that stand out to you? For me, ABC stood up. I fuck with ABC. at the time that they came. You know what I mean? Are they legendary to you? Do they belong in the conversation of top 3 under 18s of all time?
Ooh,
no.
They're not in the top 3?
Cross.
Okay.
Chris Cross is top 3 under 18 in hip hop.
ABC is again. That's teetering with that line that Little was talking about. To me, that's teetering with that line.
So under 18 for hip hop. Damn.
I got Wayne. I got Little Wayne in the conversation. Because when we was Cash Money, he was under 18.
Illegal.
Ooh. Yeah.
Illegal.
Yeah,
illegal. Fire.
Shaheem.
You know who we can't disrespect?
Shaheem.
We can't disrespect Bow Wow.
Yeah, you can't disrespect Shaheem at all.
Yeah.
He belongs in the conversation.
Oh, wow.
Baby Snoop.
Yeah.
Snoop was that dude, dog. Like, yo, Baby Snoop.
You put Romeo in the conversation?
Yeah.
Roxanne Shante.
Was she under 18?
She was like 15 when she dropped that.
Y'all ain't gotta be fancy.
She was like 15.
A lot of them were really young when they first came out.
Remember, but see what people also don't even realize that she made the first rap battle.
This record,
she's a part of the first rap battle ever.
Yeah, at like 15, 16.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. Like 15, 16.
Going at grown ass men.
Her first UTFO.
Her shit was fire. Her shit was fire.
Yo, KJ is spot on. I forgot about Little Vicious.
He was reggae.
He's not a rapper.
I thought he did some stuff.
Nah, he did Freaks and Nika and stuff like that. Nah, he was definitely reggae.
He was in a couple of hip hop songs because he was with Shaheem.
Yo, KJ, what are you talking about, bro? I don't know.
He wasn't rapping.
I made the same mistakes. I thought he was in some stuff as well.
Yeah, Chris Cross definitely. Obviously, Chris Cross.
No
question about that.
No
question about that.
And this all started, fellas. As a matter of fact, Sparring Minds listeners, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. We never do this, but just give us a second. We'll be right back. Go get some water. Do that.
Yeah, because I think y'all got this all fucked up. Vicious is in the reggae genre, but he did rap.
When did he rap?
Y'all might have to go back and look.
I agree with Little.
We're not doing this.
That's not why I stopped the show.
We're not doing this. I
agree with Little. But hold on. That's not why. Hold on. I stopped the show because we were driving. We had like an hour, 2-hour drive to go somewhere, right? And I was like, yo, babe, play Quo. She said, Charles, who the fuck is Quo? I said, listen, first off, what you're not going to do is talk to me like that. Second off, Quo was legendary. And so she said, I never heard of them in my life. I said, play Blowing Up. Record still goes hard. And she's like, I never heard this shit in my life. Yeah. So, anyways, Quo's on my list.
Usually we fuck with Chuck, but I know who Quo is.
See? They go hard. Pause.
Damn it.
All right, Sparring Minds listeners, we're back. Sorry, we have to take a quick break. We're back to the show. Yeah. We got more topics coming up, including Southern artists, right? So we talked about Outkast and Stax saying what he said about the South, kind of having something to say. And probably even before that point, the South has churned out some legendary acts. Sure. Who absolutely belongs at the top of that list? Obviously, you got Stax there.
Face.
Yeah.
Face.
You got Wayne.
Yeah.
Bun B.
You got Cole.
You got who?
Cole. He's from North Carolina.
You got Cole.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Damn. Tip.
Yeah, you gotta watch your language, cuz.
Pause.
Oh,
like, what is going on here? What's going on here? You guys gotta relax.
Yo, you know who's someone that gets overlooked?
Ooh, KJ, yes. Little brother, yes. They're a sleeper.
I thought they was from Detroit.
North Carolina.
I thought Ant said they were from North, like Chicago or something like that.
I thought they were I think I think Little Brother's from North Carolina. I believe they're from North Carolina.
Possibly.
Ant is a big fan of theirs.
I'm thinking Slum Village. That's my fault. Yeah,
I believe they're North Carolina.
I think Little Brother is North Carolina.
Slum Village.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a big fan of theirs.
Jay Electronica is a good one, Basil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
God, he's underrated, man. That's a good call, Basil. That's a great call right there.
But that's because he took a 10-year hiatus between albums.
Yeah, he doesn't drop enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the only issue with him. Now, when he does, don't get it twisted. He's one of those dudes.
I mean, he did have if he was playing the bongos on them Badu cheeks for 10 years, I can't fault him for that. I'll take a break on that too.
How come? Okay, I got 2 bones to pick.
Was he playing the bongo on? I'm sorry.
Pause.
Wow. Salute to Jay Electronica. This became more legendary in my book.
Yeah, he was with Erykah Badu for a minute.
Yeah. She changes careers. I got 2 issues. The first issue is that Chef said Bun B ahead of Pimp C. So I will always have Pimp C ahead of Bun B.
I think that's a preference.
Now we talking about lyrics. Now if we talking about lyrics. Are we talking about the whole aura? We're
talking about the whole package.
You know what I mean? Like, that's something different. That's something different if we talking about that. I just thought we were naming like lyricists. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Nah.
And again,
the whole package. Pause. I think. And the second issue I had there is that we went through a couple minutes of talking about the South, and we didn't mention Master P. And we got to stop overlooking what Master P did with No Limit.
I just think that's a slip of the.
I thought we was talking about lyricists. I didn't think we was talking
honestly
about,
right.
Overall everything.
No.
Right.
No. We got to do with everything.
Like guys like P, that just goes without saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like we know what like he did for the genre and what P meant. I mean, again, guys like that to me are in categories of their own. Like they're not in the category with some of these guys. Like P is, again, as far as what he did. Now we're not confusing Master P for being a dope lyricist and all that stuff, but what he started, the movement and everything like that. Of course, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Tim, Diddy, JD,
yeah,
Ray and them, yeah.
He would have 5 pages.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Somebody brought up a good point. We don't mention DC and VA enough. And are they East Coast? I kind of say they're East Coast. Yeah, good point, KJ. I think they're East Coast to me. Yeah. Do you guys agree?
I think anything under Virginia is South.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And the only reason this matters is because we talked about best duos in part 1 of the series, and we didn't mention the clips. And so when you talk about that,
I thought the clips did get mentioned on that.
We didn't mention the clips
at all. Really, I thought the clips did get mentioned.
No,
but that region always gets overlooked. We always overlook it. You know what I mean?
Virginia's not really known for like the best rappers either, though. Like that's Timbaland, Teddy Riley. You know what I mean? Like that's those type of guys. You know what I'm saying? Like
Missy.
But I still think what we're talking about today, and at least in this series, is we're talking about cultural impact. It's not about lyricists. It's about what you presented to the culture.
Right.
And
mad skills. Yeah, mad skills.
That's the case. And VA is huge. Pause. If that's the case, because they got Neptunes, Tim, Missy, Skills. They got a lot to say when it comes to hip hop.
R.I.P. Magoo.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did we also just went through the South and didn't touch on Ludacris, which is ludicrous.
Absolutely. No pun intended.
Right. So we have to talk about the South, right? We got to talk about the regions a little bit and give these regions their love. And as we're doing that, we might as well go to the West Coast, right? And kind of figure out what that West Coast impact looks like. Obviously Pac, obviously Snoop, obviously Dre from a production standpoint. Who else belongs on that list?
Ice Cube.
Cube and Easy.
Cuban easy.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Easy
Obviously, you know I'm gonna say 40 water.
Oh yeah, for sure.
for sure. Definitely.
I know we give you shit about 40, but yeah,
Cultural impact and all that type of stuff. Absolutely. There's no
Terrence?
question. There's no question about it. There's
Word
no
up.
question. You got to give up
There's-
to 40.
There's two guys. Actually, there's three entities that we often overlook for the West Coast. The first is Corrupt, and Corrupt from Philly, but represented the West Coast, was an absolute spitter. An absolute spitter.
Yep.
So salute to Corrupt.
Yep.
The second is Exhibit in a time where from Arizona or something like that, but represented the West Coast.
Alcoholics. He was a part of the Alcoholics clique, I believe.
So good. I don't know why we don't give him enough credit. And then the third, I'm gonna come back to Too Short because I'm not gonna do that right.
I was about to say, can't leave him out.
No, the third is Yo-Yo. We don't talk about Yo-Yo enough. And Yo-Yo, when we talk about all these female rappers, nobody mentions Yo-Yo, and it's unfair. She belongs in the conversation.
I mean, the West Coast didn't have a bunch of female rappers, but yeah, if you talk about from that region, yeah, her and was Rage from Rage?
Yeah. Rage was from VA. No, Rage was from Rage.
Is she okay? Didn't okay?
Yeah. But I got another one we're overlooking too. Another huge West Coast influence that we overlook a lot is DJ Quick.
Yes.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Absolutely.
A hell of a call.
Absolutely. Because Quick.
So just with the Sparring Minds, we're gonna take another quick break. We're gonna be right back. Y'all go get some more water. We'll be right back. Y'all know I lived in California for a couple of years.
What are we huddling up?
San Diego, right?
And while I was out there, don't do this. I was on the West Coast, and this dude I was chilling with took me to a swap meet one time. I didn't know what the fuck a swap meet was, but I went to a swap meet, and they had all these 64s dancing around on rims and Daytons, and it was the craziest scene I've ever seen in my life. It was beautiful, right? And I saw 40 Water and DJ Quick out there. And 40 Water was in or next to an ice cream truck with hydraulics going crazy, and it changed my life. So I did see Quick, and the perm was stupid, and I love the West Coast, B. West Coast was really great. Y'all should go out there and really experience the West Coast for what all it has to offer. It's cool.
Yeah, definitely. I've never been to the West Coast.
Yeah, I need to go.
Oh, I love the West Coast. All right, Sparring Minds, we're back. So we're gonna take a quick break there. But anybody we missed from the West Coast before we move?
We gotta mention. I mean, I know we can say he name drops a little too much, but the game
on this kind of list,
absolutely,
really,
absolutely, yep.
I'm gonna get some flack for this, but Sir Mix-a-Lot.
No, I'm with you.
Well, yeah, Seattle. Okay.
My Posse's on Broadway.
Classic.
Of course, Baby Got Back.
Yeah.
He belongs. MC Hammer belongs.
Oh yeah,
definitely Hammer belongs.
Rascas, yep. Rascas, yeah.
Rascas belongs on this list.
I would say so.
Give me MC8 and Compton.
I mean, but you probably wasn't listening to rap back in the day.
Yeah,
I like MC8. I like MC8.
Give me 8 and Compton's Most Wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. That album was great, by the way.
Didn't 8 get on?
Stay strapped. Classic.
Sure. Didn't he get a Grammy also? For that soundtrack he did with Michelle Pfeiffer. With the Michelle Pfeiffer movie.
That's Coolio, bro.
Oh, that's Coolio, and we forgot to mention him. God rest his soul.
It's Coolio.
Oh yeah.
Coolio. That's Coolio.
Still West Coast guy.
Yeah, KJ, definitely the Alcoholics.
Salute to the West Coast.
Definitely the Alcoholics.
Yeah. Salute to the West Coast.
Tough.
We're doing the regions right now, Sparring Minds listeners. We already went through the South. We just went out west. And I think we have to stop in the North. No one ever mentions the North either, but we really should have those conversations, right? And If you're starting with the northern region,
But we bring up
Kanye is now in the conversation.
Midwest?
You mean Midwest?
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
I
so
don't.
Midwest.
You said Midwest.
Yeah.
Okay, Midwest.
AJ, that's what he meant.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. And so that brings Chicago, that brings Detroit, that brings all those kind of different entities into the conversation. Kanye, obviously, Common belongs.
Twister.
I have Twister.
Yeah, Twister.
Crucial Conflict.
Yes. I have Nelly in the conversation.
In the middle.
Oh yeah, definitely Nelly.
Definitely Nelly.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone Thugs.
Absolutely Cleveland.
And I know a lot of people think he's a culture vulture and think he's overrated, but M is in that conversation.
Absolutely. No question.
Absolutely. Yeah.
M.
And for the record,
Royce.
Yeah. Oh, Royce is tough.
Shout out to Royce to 5'9". Trick. You know what I mean? Definitely.
One of these days, we're going to have a conversation about Eminem and the culture vulture and
Twister.
Yeah. Dilla, Slum Village, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got to talk about that at one point. Anybody we're missing from the Midwest? I mean, we're not putting the Brat there, and she belongs there.
Yeah,
Brat definitely is. She's from Chicago. Yeah.
Big Sean too.
Big Sean.
Yeah, she's from Chicago.
Big Sean.
Yeah.
Sleeper.
I like Do or Die myself, but that's a personal preference.
Big Sean Sleeper. Do or Die.
They was from Chicago. I don't know why. I always assumed.
Oh,
Texas. Right.
We'll call Mike.
I never knew
that about Luda. Yeah, I never knew that. I don't know that actually. Yeah, I mean Midwest got definitely got some. He said our Luda's originally from Chicago. I never heard that.
Didn't he move to Atlanta to do a radio show? But he lived somewhere else before that.
He was on radio in Atlanta.
But he lived somewhere else before that. I don't know about Chicago, but good call on that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we just have to recognize some of these regions. We've been overlooking it throughout this whole series, but I think it gives us a time to talk more about.
I didn't know that. Kanye
names that we didn't mention. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was from Chicago. He claimed Chicago.
I thought he was too. I never knew.
So we got a couple more to dive into, boys. The first of the last two big ones we're going to do for this series. Best verses.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to talk about East Coast?
No, all we do is talk about East Coast. What are we doing here?
Wow. Okay.
So you just don't want to give nobody.
How do you talk about hip hop and don't talk about the East Coast? That's spectacular, as you would say.
Okay, let's just do it. That's all we ever talk about.
I guess your time in the West Coast just made you forget about that you actually grew up on the East Coast. But I'm just saying.
In the hood.
Like in the hood, as you say. I'm from the hood. You're from the hood on the East Coast. Sparring Minds listeners, he's really from the hood on the East Coast. I know he's throwing up the W and all that, but please don't believe it. Okay, he's really like this, but now he's doing this. Are you kidding me?
That damn ice cream truck.
I'm telling you, Hollywood has changed him, dog. Hollywood has changed this guy, dog. Are you kidding me? Hollywood has. Sparring my listeners, get a glimpse of this hustle right now. I'm telling you, in 2 years, you're not gonna know who this hustle is. I'm telling you.
On the set.
Yo, shit, dog. What we talking about is the East Coast. Like,
I'm gonna say what's up to him. No autographs, please. No autographs.
Seriously, dog. I'm glad I got your personal number now. Hopefully, you don't change it up on me soon, brother.
East Coast, man. Let's go. Let's get this.
So of course, we're not gonna name the usual Jay-Z, Nas, and Big. Of course, those are
okay.
Givens.
We know those, right? We know those are givens.
Got it. So can we start making sure that Raekwon's name is in this conversation?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not against that.
We need
to personal. Yeah, those are personal favorites.
Yeah.
I was listening to Cuban Links 2 days ago. That's a personal, no skip album.
Can we also ensure that AZ is mentioned in more conversations.
Super underrated.
Super underrated. Absolutely. Super duper underrated. AZ, one of those guys, man. You know, definitely one of those guys.
There are two more. Actually, there are three more East Coast guys, which have to be mentioned. R.I.P. But Big Pun, you'll hear his name again in the show. But Big Pun was different with rap. He was different, and we don't, because he's been passed for so long. We don't talk about him in these GOAT conversations. But he absolutely put out some incredible.
Can you compare him to Biggie?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
their careers are very similar. Only got to do 2 albums and was so gifted, both of them.
Yeah.
And versatile, both of them.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's that's facts, bro. No skip at all.
Yeah.
And here I'll go a step further.
Yeah.
Y'all might say, Chuck, you're reaching. So we're gonna talk about this maybe as a separate part. There are only a handful of rappers who never had a bad verse. Pun is one of those rappers. Never spit a whack verse.
I've never heard a whack Pun.
I've never heard a whack verse.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Big L.
I like Smooth the Hustler.
Big L. Smooth the Hustler.
I like Smooth the Hustler.
I mean, East Coast. Yeah, I can't talk about. I can't talk about East Coast. I know we're talking about solo artists right now, and I know Chuck hates them, but I can't talk about East Coast rap without talking about Mobb Deep.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
You know what I mean? I just can't. Just saying, like, again, I don't know what hood you grew up in. Well, actually, I know the hood you grew up in, but it's, you know what I mean? And they had a song with Mobb Deep.
Yo,
shout
out to my bro Jermaine. He's tuned in. He's Mobb Deep. Like, yo, anything you want to know about Mobb Deep, ask him.
They have fucking classics, bro.
They do.
What are we
talking about?
They
have one.
What are you talking about? No, they don't. You don't listen to Mobb Deep. So I can't even talk to you about Mobb Deep in like a serious conversation because you don't listen. The fact that you don't listen to them, I've always been like, yo, what was he listening to growing up?
But see, this is the bullshit. Because I went back based on your talking about them every 7 words. I said, I'll go back and listen to this album. And it was trash. No. And I text you like, yo, Chef, I don't know what the fuck you got me listening to.
I don't listen, man. Like
shout to you guys. I guess.
We're not gonna do this here. Like I said, man. Like I said, the infamous murder music. You know what I mean? Like
while we're on East Coast, right? That doesn't get enough is Redman.
Yo, my God.
Yo,
he's still tough to this day.
Very underrated.
I just saw something today that it's on Instagram with him rapping over, I want to say like R&B beats.
Look at me now.
Yo,
the other day I just seen it.
Dog. Excuse me, dog. Fred again, but I think when we named top albums last week, Muddy Waters was an album in high school that I played religiously. That it was no skips. That album was just so, between that and the Red tape, There's a Dark Side. Like he was just
God,
Red,
that was a classic too.
Red was just Red. Oh man, Red was crazy.
He might have 3 classics. We might have to talk about Redman down the line. We might have to figure that out. He might have 3 classic albums.
And even though Busta's getting his flowers now, Busta is definitely
Can I just say this too? And I know Sam gonna look at me funny because I said this to Sam one day. He was like, "Chuck, get the fuck out of here." Early Mace was different too.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Early Mace was different, bro.
Absolutely. Murder.
Once Big
Pass, don't let the shiny suits fool you, dog.
No.
Once Big passed, aside from the locks, Mace's pen was Bad Boy's success for that run, the end of that run after Big Pass.
No, but see, even that stuff, Payne, I feel like the Bad Boy stuff was very commercial, right? And it took away from Murder Mace. Murder Mace was that dude.
He's somewhat mixtape. He's somewhat.
Oh yeah. That was a whole different animal. But see, so let me do a Chuck right now. Sparring Minds listeners, pardon us. We're gonna take a break. Right, we're just gonna talk for a minute. Go get some water. Go get some snacks. We'll be right back. So, man, remember when we was trying to convince Chuck that Mixtape 50 was different, and he was totally against Mixtape 50?
Yeah.
Chuck,
but he's with Mixtape Mace.
That's all we gonna say.
Mixtape 50 was different, just like Mace. Mixtape Mace was different from commercialized Mace. That Mixtape 50 is a different animal.
I'm gonna pull up some research docs. Shout to the chef for putting me onto the website. We're gonna take a look.
Mixcloud, check the app. Mixcloud, download the app. It's got everything.
All right, let's get back to the show. We don't want to keep people waiting.
Yeah. All right, we're back. We had to convince Chuck.
So, shout to the East Coast. We have to go 2 more segments, boys, because we have to get into best verse and best verses. Sparring Minds listeners absolutely jump in those comments. I'm gonna break these dudes off a little bit of game. They're gonna be a little unseasoned.
Here we go. We know some bullshit.
Help them out.
We know some bullshit's coming.
Let's agree that this is in the conversation. That's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna line them up. Just agree that they're in the conversation. That sounds fair?
You're not picking all of them, right? Please tell me you're not picking all of them.
Jump in. Here we go. Lauryn Hill, Lost Ones. Her first verse.
It's funny how money changes situations.
Best verses of all time.
I don't think of that when I'm thinking of best verses of all time. It's a dope verse. It's a dope verse though. It is a dope verse. But
Chef, I promise you, dog. If you say that Prodigy got a better verse than that, hey man, end the whole podcast, bro.
Nighttime vote. Since we swear by stuff in the source, Prodigy has a hip hop quotable for Nighttime Vultures. I'm just saying. We swear by the source. But yes, KJ, thank you. That's how you're supposed to lead off. Verbal intercourse from Nas. Inspector Deck.
Yeah. Triumph first. That was
Triumph. Chuck led with fucking Lauryn Hill. I was not expecting that. That was like left field, dog.
Yeah, it's a classic verse. It's incredible.
Okay. All right. Big
pun. First verse, Dream Shatterer.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a fire one. Definitely. That's a crazy one right there.
What'd you have, Lil?
I ain't have any. I'm not a rap fan.
Ooh, that's Sugar Hill, KJ, but I got AZ's verse on Life's a Bitch.
Life's a Bitch.
Yeah, AZ's that dude too. So obviously the greatest of all time is on my list twice. Third verse, Me Against the World, Tupac Shakur.
Okay.
First verse, Hail Mary. Both in the conversation for greatest verse of all time in hip hop. Go back and listen to that third verse of Me Against the World. Just take when you got a free minute, go listen to it again. I think you've forgotten about it. That's all.
I like his verse on Smile better.
Yeah.
I like his verse on Smile better than both of those.
Better than Hail Mary? That's wild. But okay.
Scarface's verse on Can't Be Life.
Scarface's verse on Can't Be Life.
When I walk into the studio and do this, yeah.
Especially when you hear the backstory of it, because that wasn't his original verse.
Right. I was gonna say he changed his verse when he got there, right?
Yeah, because what he was talking about getting a call from
was the truth.
That shit just happened right before he walked in the studio.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Give me Biggie on Warning. The first verse on Warning.
Yeah.
Biggie's first verse on Warning.
Yeah.
No. So that's funny because I knew somebody was gonna go there. and that's not even Big's best verse, right? So if that's gonna be your big entry into this conversation, and here's the thing about it too, Big's best verse wasn't even on his own work. It wasn't even in his own albums. Big's best verse was on Tracy Lee's "Keep Your Hands High."
I agree. No,
Verse,
no arguments, no question, no arguments, no nothing. Apps, and you know what? I'm gonna keep it real, Chuck. You surprised me.
Yeah,
don't be like this,
I got you. You led with Lauryn Hill. You led with Lauryn Hill, bro. You led with Lauryn Hill, bro. We're like, what are we talking about?
Lauryn Hill's in the conversation.
That's a hell of a cleanup from Lauryn Hill. You led with Lauryn Hill, bro. You should have led with Tracy Lee and Big. I mean, that's absolutely Big's one of his craziest ever.
It's absolutely dumb.
I would have went with Foxy's verse on
I Shot You.
No, I Shot You. Was it? It wasn't The Message. Oh fuck. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Basically, she broke down how to split up the key. I'm forgetting what the song is.
Affirmative Action.
Yes, thank you.
Affirmative action.
Why I was drawing a blank. Her verse on affirmative action, that was crazy.
Affirmative action.
So I know you dudes were chilling with all the drug dealers at the time that this verse came out. And tell me if this is not true, where every drug dealer was, yo, she don't even know what she's talking about. Her math is off.
Yeah. Yep.
Nigga.
But it was still tough. To anyone that wasn't selling drugs, to anybody that wasn't a drug kingpin, that shit sound right to me.
Yeah, I thought the verse.
I was like, yo, it calculates for me, bro.
Yeah, that verse was crazy.
That shit was tough.
Oh God, that's funny. So is there anything we're missing, Sparring Minds listeners?
From dope verses?
Yeah, there's something that we missed here.
Oh my God, we're missing. We're missing.
There's
Jay-Z Renegade?
That's why when you said this, I was like, yo, this is way too much to try to come up with the best.
M got him on that, I think. Yeah, M got him. I don't think he even had the best verse on that song. I thought M got him on
we'd be remiss if we skip Rakim, Follow the Leader, that first verse. That's in here too.
That was tough too. It's so much. It's so much to.
Big Daddy Kane on the Symphony.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry.
Verses.
So, okay, Sparring Minds listeners, it happens from time to time on this show where we have to remix some shit because Payne forgot. So y'all pardon him. But we're gonna go into the end of the show, but we have to make an insert real quick.
Pause.
Because we can't end a hip hop celebration without discussing the greatest rap battles of all time.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did forget.
You can't have that conversation without Kool Mo D killing LL Cool J. So let's start there.
I don't know about killing.
Absolutely. The only reason there was even a debate because LL made $1 million off of chapstick. Outside of that, no one cared about LL.
Crazy. You're outside of your mind. You're outside of your mind.
The bars that Kool Mo D was hitting this dude with was incredible.
Outside of your mind. Dope battle, but we're not.
Made $1 million off of chapstick.
Nah, man.
That was
I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of this shit. It gotta be addressed.
Oh God.
So obviously that belongs.
Ooh, great one, James. I know we moved on from that, but definitely Capadonna on Winter Wars.
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah. Agreed.
Insane.
Agreed.
Insane.
Agreed. That belongs.
Insane.
That belongs.
And lately, the boy who my namesake, Jermaine Cole, has just been bodying his favorites, whether it's Drake, whether it's the Butcher. It really doesn't matter how it's going down. It's just on the hibachi grill, and I'm cooking up all you dudes. Like,
yeah.
KJ brought up a good one. Cube versus NWA.
And listen, that might be the greatest of all time. We're talking about No Vaseline, correct? So that I don't know if there's a
greatest diss record. I don't know about greatest battle because No Vaseline just fucking broke up the whole crew.
Okay, we can leave it at diss record. I'm happy with that. It's the greatest diss record of all time.
KRS and Shan, yeah. KRS-One and Shan.
KRS and Shan. Nas and Jay.
Yeah.
Gotta say Nas and Jay. Absolutely. For the time frame of it. Absolutely. One of the best. Yeah. One of the best ever. One of the best ever.
Of course, Big and Pac. I mean,
See, I don't count that, Payne. I don't count that.
Reek, I love it.
Yeah.
Another good one.
But you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's another good one.
That nigga said, I'm a son kissed like a soda. I said, oh shit. I was here for it.
Yo. That whole locks and State P, that the back and forth with that was just yeah. Oh, I know I'm sorry, we already passed it, but we just gotta say that time when Rockefeller went to Hot 97. I know we're past this point, but it's one of the most iconic moments in hip hop ever.
Yeah,
they went crazy. So sorry to get past that, but we forgot about that. And Young Jeezy, South forgot. So
James brings up a good point. Dre Day was a tough diss record.
Yo,
it was. It absolutely was.
That Dr. Dre Easy E beef was big too.
Yeah, he makes a good point there. He makes a good point.
Yeah.
And another one that we probably won't give credit for a bunch of lyrics is the 50 verse Ja Rule, even though to me it was kind of one-sided.
But I would agree with you. I would agree.
50 verse Murder Inc. pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Drake and me.
So can someone tell me? Yeah.
That's hilarious.
that was not a battle at all. KRS killed him.
I just mentioned Jeezy and Gucci. Even though it was real, it was on wax and it was off wax also because it was.
That's admired in real life. That's a scary thing, man.
That's how far hip hop was going. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, because
and the beautiful thing about hip hop, Chef, is this is where it started. It started with "I'm better than you," and here's why. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the essence of it. And the only reason that changed is because it got really violent in the 90s.
Yeah,
that's the only reason it's changed. But I still respected that.
So many. My God.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hip hop.
We don't talk about cannabis. I think LL got him in that battle. Do y'all remember that battle, LL Cannabis?
I do. Yeah.
I think LL got him. I'm not the biggest LL fan.
That second round knockout was crazy though. Even though he got a suspect bar in there, but.
So
what?
Yeah, I kind of honestly I agree with Reek, bro. He's kind of overrated to me. I agree. His name didn't come up when he mentioned best rappers in the East Coast. There's no reason. There's a reason for that. Y'all forgot about it.
Nah. That's definitely we slipped on a couple guys, and you really didn't want to even go there. You kind of pushed through East Coast fast. You kind of was like, all right, fellas, y'all named y'all 5 guys. You fucking pushed. Are you kidding me?
We really didn't name anyone pre-90s either.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
You see LL perform the other night at the BET Hip Hop Awards. LL still got it. He's on tour right now. I don't see how you can say he's overrated. I don't know how do you say he's overrated? He's lasted generations.
No way overrated.
Yeah, I don't get that one, Reek, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised at you, but you Roxbury dudes be throwing me for a curve sometimes. Also. My brother, it's all love, though, Reek. You know that. It's all love.
So it's that time, fellas, for us to dive into the last part of our hip hop celebration.
Yeah,
you don't celebrate hip hop without talking about the greatest of all time. And to be considered the greatest of all time, you have to have the bars, you have to have the wordplay, you have to have the charisma, you have to have the package. Pause. You got to be him. You got to have classic albums. We're on the premise, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
So, with that said, here's who's not going to be in this conversation. And they're in my top 10, but they can't be in this conversation based off that premise. Scarface is not in the GOAT conversation.
That's asinine.
He has one classic album, right? So you have to have multiple classics to be in this conversation. Does he have more than one classic?
So solo or group?
Right. Are you not counting his Ghetto Boy work?
He's in a group.
He was writing for 2 people in Ghetto Boys.
Yeah,
so I count the individual artists, and that's why you're gonna hear me say Raekwon's name in a minute, because I don't count the group work.
I don't think anyone was gonna have Ray in the GOAT conversation, even though Ray's.
He's in my top 10.
Scarface absolutely has a better argument than Raekwon, and I love this chef. But Scarface.
So he has more than one. So he has more than one classic, right?
Yeah, I think so. But
so outside of the Fix, which one's the classic?
The Diary.
The Diary, the first one. But
so I have the Fix rated higher than the Diary.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The Diary was crazy. The joint with Smile. I forget what the name of the album is. The joint that had Smile and Mary Jane on it. That shit was crazy.
We can see where this conversation is going right here, boy.
All right, I'll entertain it.
Yeah.
Scarface in the conversation. Wayne's in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne. I think Wayne being in the conversation is a given. It's definitely been a talking point for years now.
The way you hesitated makes me think that you have Scarface ahead of him.
Ahead of Wayne?
Yeah.
No, not overall. No, not anymore.
Okay.
I did for a long time, but you can't deny what Wayne's done at this point.
I mean, lyrically,
I got Scarface over Wayne lyrically. Me, I have Scarface over.
I mean, lyrically, yes, but I mean, if you're talking,
Wayne is definitely one of the best, no question about it.
Yeah,
no question about
it. Can we insert 3 stacks into this conversation?
If you're counting his group albums, you can, because he has no solo albums. So
that's because you have to, right? And this where the line gets tricky for me is because I don't think you should.
He don't have enough. I don't think he has enough to be considered a GOAT.
I wouldn't put him in the top.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think you can put anyone I don't think you can put anyone that's in a group in this convo if they don't have more than one solo album.
Okay. Let's keep going. Can Big Pun be in this conversation?
He has 2 classic albums.
He has 2 classic albums.
Yes.
He's literally perfect.
If he can't, then that's saying Big can't, and Big belongs.
Right. And that's what I was thinking too. Like if you exclude Big Pun, you have to exclude Big, even though I think Big has a better body of work.
I disagree. Oh my God, I totally disagree.
Big has a lot more features. And
he has a lot more features.
Big does have a
stuff too.
Yeah, Big definitely does.
His classic mixtape stuff.
And you forget he was basically Kim and Little Caesar's pen too.
Yeah.
Cole, Biggie, Pac, obviously in the conversation. No need to discuss those guys. We know they're in the conversation.
So
Snoop. Is Snoop in this conversation?
Given what he's done,
I don't know.
I would say so.
I don't know if Snoop has 2 classic albums though. I don't know if he does.
I agree.
I don't know if he has another classic album. Now, if
I include the Chronic as a Snoop album.
Right. So yeah. So if you
see, here we go again.
I'm just saying. his whole body of work, he just has Doggy Style, which is arguably one of the greatest rap albums ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that he has another one. The one to follow up was it the
one he had on No Limit was all right.
Yeah, his first one on No Limit was fire. I don't know if that's a classic.
Was it Top Dog or the Dog Father? I forget.
No, the Dog Father is the one that came after.
Blue Carpet Treatment was dope.
It came after Doggy Style.
Yeah, yo, Blue Carpet Treatment was really good, actually.
It was. Are we saying it a classic though?
I don't know if it's a classic. It was good.
It's a really good album. The No Limit one is a really good album. I don't know if those are classics. Just me. I don't know if that's a classic album.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Snoop is still on the list because if you're talking about adding everything in there, Snoop is one of the most influential artists like ever. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of spawning the Brat and Bow Wow. You think about that. Those are carbon copies of Snoop.
KJ makes a good point with Busta. He has multiple classic albums.
Busta's in the conversation. And not only that, Busta's probably ranked higher than Snoop. Here's the thing about Snoop, right? Is that all these other guys we've named are lyrically superior. Snoop's on the bottom of that list. Of everybody that we've named, Snoop's not going to wow you with the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, but
what he makes up for it is his flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and so we're talking about GOATs. We're talking about the best of all time. You got to bring it on every level.
Mm-hmm. But Tupac's not one of the best lyricists of all times. He's not one of the best lyricists.
He belongs in this conversation and he's better than Snoop.
Yeah, he does. But again, going by what you're saying, he's not one of the best. And I love Pac, but he's not one of the best lyricists.
He's better than Snoop. If you want to include Snoop, you have to include Pac.
Don't disrespect Snoop. Are you kidding me? Don't disrespect Snoop.
Yeah,
don't disrespect Snoop. Definitely Nas. Nas goes without saying.
Hey, somebody get Mike out of here, please.
Nas goes without saying. That's an easy call.
Hey, Chef, can you take Mike out the group, man?
Easy.
So wait, hold on. If the criteria is multiple classic albums, is Kanye in that conversation?
No.
College Dropout, easily classic.
But
Late Registration's damn near.
What about Late Registration?
Yeah, I was gonna say Late Registration damn near classic.
Graduation was a classic. His first 3 albums were classics.
So are we counting guys who get help with writing their lyrics though?
How do you know he got help writing his lyrics? Is it something that you've seen that?
Are we counting those guys? I mean,
it's definitely been a rumor for a while now.
The Consequences and all those guys that he had on Good Music absolutely we're talking about writing his lyrics or have written his lyrics before or helping him out.
If you don't write your own lyrics, I can't add you to these lists.
I mean,
I never heard that until right now, so I can't say.
Nobody else has heard that about Kanye West? I'm the only one?
I've heard it. No, I've heard it. I don't know.
I feel he got 3 classics, bro. I don't know who else has 3 classics.
Yeah, he might have more than 3 because his first 3 albums are classics, and then
don't say 808s because that shit was trash.
I wasn't a fan of 808s. I'm thinking of the what's the name of the album with
Donda?
Life of Pablo.
Donda was tough. Life of Pablo was tough. Like he got a lot.
Oh, my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. That's probably the best one out of all of them.
What up, Nitty? DJ Nitty on the check-in. I see you. Yeah, he had a lot. Reed.
Sparring Minds listeners, we're talking about classics. We're talking about the greatest of all times, and kind of what puts them into that conversation. Kanye's name is being brought up because he might have 4 classic albums, and I can't name any other artist outside of Hove. And even Hove is a reach at 4.
No, Hove got 4 for sure.
Hove got 4.
I don't know if he got 4 for me.
Absolutely.
Hove got 4.
Yeah, volume 2.
I'm at 3 with Jay. I'm at 3. I'm at Blueprint, Reasonable Doubt, Black Album.
Volume 2? Are you crazy?
Volume
The joint
2.
Reservoir Dogs, money cash holes, all that jigger. That's a classic too.
Hard Knock Life. That's a classic.
Hard Knock Life, Volume 2.
Yeah, you might be right. So now look at the company we're keeping, right? Because there certainly isn't anybody else that has 4.
Wayne is the only other one I can think of off top.
4 classics.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I don't know if Wayne has 4 classics. I mean, it's it's subjective. I mean, Carter 1, Carter 2.
If you're counting his mixtapes, I'm counting his mixtapes too. That's why.
Got you. Oh,
those are basically like albums too.
Got you.
Which, if we're doing that,
if that's the case, wouldn't 50 have that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't do that because
What about
too?
Huh? You said who?
You have to throw 50 in there, and wouldn't you also have to throw what's his name?
Shit, Beanie.
Drake.
What's my man's name?
Drake.
I
was like, what is he talking about?
Here's the issue with Drake. I like Drake when he raps.
Absolutely.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
When he starts the other stuff is when I'm like, I can't fuck with Drake. So you have to go through his albums, take out what you like, and add it to a playlist somewhere. That's what you do with Drake. Because he spits sometimes, bro. False.
Nah, he does. He definitely does, but I can't. Yeah, I can't. Nah.
So I have a question. Is Fabulous a part of that?
A part of what?
A part of this conversation.
Yeah. I don't have 4 classic albums.
Well, if you count mixtapes.
If you're counting mixtapes, that's a different.
I'm not counting mixtapes. So y'all dig too far, dog.
Yeah, we can't.
Mixtapes.
I mean, those mixtapes. It's like, okay, what are you talking about?
Mike Nice brings up a point. We haven't mentioned DMX once.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, we definitely have.
Yes, and X definitely has.
His first 2 albums were classic.
Yes. X definitely.
I have a feeling about X.
X definitely has 3. And then there was X.
Yeah. X is in that Snoop conversation for me, right? Like, have you ever heard him
He doesn't
spit
wow
a
you with the ball?
Yes.
That was like, whoa.
Yes.
X, really?
Mm-hmm.
X is, but you have Tupac higher rated, and X is probably a better lyricist than Tupac.
I totally dislike. That's baffling to me. That's outrageous.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
That's outrageous.
But what gets me is that you're all over the place because you'll talk this lyric stuff, but then you'll laugh at Nas, who's one of the top lyricists ever.
Nas lyrically is impeccable.
Yeah, Reek, you did. X definitely has verses that you're like, oh, yo, X went crazy. Mm-hmm. Pac never had a verse that I was like, Pac would really be spitting that.
X killed everybody on 4321. He killed the Locks and Lil' Kim on Money, Power, Respect. The Murdergram joint with him, Jay, and Ja Rule.
Killed Jay and Rule.
Yeah, like X was tough.
Don't be a stupid nigga. Learn a lesson. Don't get you either way. Yeah, you know what? He did kind of go nuts on that. I'll give him his props on that. Part of your boy.
Yeah, Reek, that's another one. He killed those dudes on 24 Hours to Live as well, too.
The Locks, Mace, and Black Rob on 24 Hours.
Killed them on that.
Yeah, I might change my tune. Salute to Reek. I think I might change my tune on that. Pardon me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, X did go nuts on a couple of things.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for straightening me out. I appreciate that.
Come on, man. Appreciate you, Reek.
Definitely need
my listeners.
Because Chuck be going crazy sometimes. He be having to like talk him off the ledge. You be like, yo, bro, that time on the West Coast was crazy, bro. That just
that damn ice cream truck in E40.
telling you, dog. I had him going. He's like, yo, hitting switches, freaking sea walking, and some more shit, dog. Like,
Little. We're at the point, brother, where we throw the lob to you for the mirror time. Talk to us, God.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to do a painfully honest today. Okay.
Oh, we're going there next. We're going there next.
Oh, going there next. All right. Well, today's mirror time is life without knowledge is death in disguise.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Ocean
God damn it.
That's a good one. Hey, Sparring Minds, we're going to give you a little extra seasoning sauce tonight because Payne is also going to hit us with a painfully honest. Talk to us, God.
Yeah, usually I post a painfully honest online with a little, a little cartoon, but today's painfully honest is really short and sweet because she's pissing me the fuck off at this point. Jada, go sit the fuck down somewhere and shut up. Stop embarrassing that man. Jada Pinkett has been on an embarrassment tour of this man, Will Smith, regardless if y'all are separated or not. Like, she is just going too far. It's like, you ever see a kid just keep plucking another kid and the other kid's trying not to react? Like, that's what I'm getting right now from her. She is plucking the shit out of Will, and Will just trying not to react.
Bro, she's on a promo tour for a book.
Man, fuck that book. You don't do that
saying.
shit to somebody. That shit's crazy. Go sit down somewhere.
This is all Will's fault.
Didn't Will write a book first?
But he may have. But did he come at her like she's coming at
him?
Did he do what?
I said, did he air her out in that book?
I don't believe so.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's hold that, put it on ice. We'll do it next Friday, right back here on the Sparring Minds. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit the YouTube channel, like, follow, subscribe, get busy with us. Check the rest of the history. High Tower, get with us, baby.
Yeah,
hey, we out of here.
Yo, Sparring Minds, we out.
So X didn't kill LL on 4-3-2-1.
LL's verse was crazy on 4-3-2-1. Just FYI.
No, it was. It was.
You don't want to ball that. You want to idolize. If you don't want to make me mad, nigga, you want to socialize. Get the fuck out of here. Kidding me?
Yo, we out.